Okay, let's start the recording. Chapter 7. The plan to fuck up le, you know, that base where they're doing shit with the blood moss. So let's see. You did that relatively quickly. How far away from your previous payday are you, roughly? Do you remember? I think it's like a week, but it might be longer than that. We need to keep rough track so you get your money at appropriate times.
I don't remember. It feels always like forever since we got our last switch.
Well, that just means you're not being paid enough, Nyaxi.
True.
But I think the game does expect the Inquisitor to hand out extra favors if you're doing well. That pays like the baseline for, or at least it feels like a baseline of okay, right? Like this is how much you get for sure, unless you're really horribly bad. But okay. Let's see. You are returning to Tree Crane Point. We're gonna give you a pair of tracking devices to implant on the ship. Assume they're roughly the size of like a Coke can for the purposes of concealing them, because they have to be like, you know, they need to have range, right? Like it needs to be a transmitter that has range and can be homed in on. And at the same time, you know, stealthy enough so it's some bullshit techno magic. Why won't it let me pause my stream in the stream manager? I don't want you taking up resources. Is it... Oh, for fuck's sake. Yes, pop it out. Now I can pause. Fuck you, Twitch! Okay.
Looks like we're having some skill issue.
Yeah, it does sound like skill issue. It's okay, I don't have skill issue when we're playing Vampire. Now the real question is, will I be able to restrain myself from putting in more than one werewolf?
I mean, werewolves are fine. The issue is that the demon that always is the end of the campaign.
No, I don't want to read demon books again, and I don't remember the shit anymore. Like, I'm gonna... Not this
That's the
time.
magical part. You don't need to remember.
It's
Just
a
do
demon.
whatever.
Run!
I'm betting one werewolf before you realize going through the list of gifts is just too cancerous.
See, now when I look at gifts, I'm not that kind of, when I see, I'm like, ooh, this could fuck up. Ooh, this. I'm pushing up against my budget of XP. Well, maybe another 25 points.
The budget of XP, they cost like nothing. They're basically free.
yes, but there are so many good ones now. Yeah, see, you don't. I had like 10 gifts on those random werewolves you met in Changeling each. I had a full gift list worked up for them. You don't fucking understand. Like, I picked all of their shit. I knew exactly what they could do and couldn't do. Like, the werewolf that summoned you to help had that gift on his gift list. He activated a power I had given him. But you are a week after your last payday. This is now canon. Sat down next to your car. Looks like one of the branches that it was concealed with. I'm gonna assume you concealed it with something. Has been blown off by the wind, but the rest of them are still in place. The gas tank still appears to be mostly full. The car appears to be in working condition. The tires have not been slashed. It might not have been found.
All right.
And actually, I'm gonna this time let you nominate. What roles do you think the interrogator should make to aid with investigation? I have a long list of abilities that the Inquisitor and the others have.
Oh, I mean,
And it's a downtime action. Like, what do you want them to have been doing? Okay.
Yeah, that's difficult to know.
So, Matt, you seem inexperienced enough to actually give me an answer without trying to think through all the implications. What do you think?
Sorry, you meant me? You meant me? Sorry.
It's everyone. We have to decide what the or Inquisitor friend is doing for the investigation while we were planning.
I was going to suggest some flyovers and areas of interest, maybe. I don't know. It depends if he wants to get out of the ship or not.
Oh, it's just like use the ship's sensors to scrutinize. I like this idea. The rest of you agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
sure, nothing wrong with scouting.
Okay. Let's see. So Otto is gonna make a. If he has pilot military. Which one of you had pilot military? One of you had pilot military, I'm sure. I think it was our guardsman friend. See how good he's doing at staying stealthy. Apparently very good. And the Inquisitor is gonna be scrutinizing. Ooh. That won't do. There we go, that's better. Okay. That leaves the priest and the lawyer. And they can attempt like high-rank shit too, like delay the departure of the rogue trader's ship, or attempt to assassinate the planetary governor, although that last one might be a bit difficult.
Why would they do that?
I don't
Actually, delaying
know.
departure of the rogue trader ship sounds like a good idea.
I mean, we don't want the shit spreading.
That is
Yeah.
one, like that is, the examples I gave are, keep in mind, high risk endeavors, because they're fucking with powerful factions. It's funny how your political power grows the moment you have a macro cannon battery in orbit capable of bombardment. But okay, that sounds like SL bureaucracy. Okay. So he files a couple of things that would be a little inconvenient to just ignore. Not catastrophic, but certainly providing motivation to fuck off. Or not fuck off and leave. Without resolving them first. And then we have the priest, who is, as well, mostly a social character. He could inquire into something. And like we're gonna say that you having input on this represents the Inquisitor actually starting to listen to you and teach you, so you have a chance to actually, you know, raise your ideas.
Like, if it's something to inquire about, I guess easiest one would be just ask the villages around the area if they see the Valkyrie flying, like which direction it goes, which frequency it travels.
Okay. That is something he could do. He does not have a peer for this group because these aren't really workers, they're scavengers and criminals. But he's extremely good at this. Okay. This will actually give you some information. And how do I want to do this? Okay. I will tell you this. The Valkyrie, like, people don't know what it is. They assumed it might be the police doing a flyover. And you would know, officer. I'm just joking. But it mostly flies at night. It tries to stay low. It tries to go slow enough to be quiet. It's effectively trying to stay away from people's locations. People who have heard it are mostly the ones outside town. They're not using it as a show of force. They're not using it to flex. They're using it to avoid notice and travel quickly. So, they're avoid being seen by a radar from large distance kind of thing, and low flights. In terms of the directions, north along the river, and east in the direction of the capital.
And it only lands in their heavily fortified base, I assume.
I will give you I will give you 2 questions, let's say, if you want to make that one of your questions. Yeah,
I'm not sure just if we want to, attach a device that it would be convenient if we didn't have to go past...
No, it absolutely would be, yeah.
I mean, how low are the low flights? Because if it's low enough, we just need a improvised launcher to launch the device.
It's just a catapult.
Common lore war or common lore Imperial Guard. How low do Valkyries usually fly at night, or can usually fly at night to avoid notice? Do any of you have that? Common lore tech?
No.
Can more
having a
common lore
common
tech
lore.
untrained?
Are common lores rollable untrained?
I get it because of my one of my background thingies.
You can try.
Oh.
Oh, that's a crit. You have been on a Valkyrie on a, coming in low thing, right? So, with a crit, I'll tell you, you had a conversation with the pilot as you were coming up, isn't it dangerous flying this low, that sort of thing? And he kind of told you that it really depends on the pilot. If you're really good, you can fly maybe 5 meters off the ground and still be okay. For most pilots, they're probably gonna be at least 15-20 meters up. Anything above maybe 100 meters, and you might as well be flying as high as you want. You're too far off the ground. There's not much point, right? So
15-20, I think that's
if you
range.
had a launcher, you could try and hit it as it flies overhead. Yeah. I will say that the way they can be fixed with an adhesive and fired out of a grenade launcher, I'll 100% let you do that. If you miss, then it gets fucky and you would be shooting at night versus a moving target, of course. Because you would lose the tracker, essentially, right?
Yeah.
But you know the two directions it's going. If it's dropping it off, good chance that it'll be going in the direction of the capital, since buyers are more likely to be there. You could attempt to set yourselves up on that side of the base and wait for it to fly overhead and just chunk.
How much is a grenade launcher? Let's see.
Grenade launcher
Actually,
is...
really expensive.
Yep, unfortunately. What's the range? You could attempt to lob it out of a crossbow. I will give you a -10 because it would be an unbalanced bolt, like a top heavy. But one of you has a crossbow.
You guys think we could do the shot?
If you had taken the right powers, Bacon, it would be a lot easier.
Like, let's think. Really wouldn't have much to aim. It would be within range, but not short. Understand?
Yeah, it would not be short, and a -10 because of the unbalanced thing. It's like, maybe if you did a good job of guessing the path it might take out of the base, you might manage to get a full aim off.
How much cheaper does the poor quality make an item?
It's like one
Half, I
half
think.
or 1/3, but it reduces the to hit.
Stop, grenade launchers aren't that so IX gel is not a grenade launcher.
Poor quality. Has to be reliable.
Like, you would effectively get a +10 because it would be within short range for a grenade launcher, and you wouldn't take the -10, but you would take a -10 for just the launcher itself sucking.
Guys, I don't think grenade launchers are so expensive. They
I mean,
cost
you
only 500.
Oh,
Yeah, you have
said the
500 laying around.
priest! The rest
I
of
mean-
them don't get paid nearly as much as you do, you know.
I think we can buy this together. Here's how much money I have.
Guys, 30
If-
euros is not that much for a good steak dinner, okay? Like, let's
I think if we... Why so little?
Which to have.
Wait, no, you motherfucker!
We are poor. Like,
How
I'm
the fuck
saving
are
up
you
for
sitting on this much money is the question. Why hasn't it been put into gear? Fucking priests.
There is nothing I can buy.
actually, we still have 396 on the group inventory.
Okay, then that's not a problem, right?
Right, you sold the
Yeah.
lasgun and the equipment from the poor sods you killed to get the car.
Yeah, and we got reimbursed by the bribes we have to give, so we just need...
Does anyone have launcher training though?
Yeah, that's the important question. Can anyone use it?
I don't
Yeah,
have
I
it.
was looking at it.
Anyone that forgot to use XP last session? No?
I'm hoarding my XP for 3 advanced skills at once.
Chad?
No, like if I have a certain idea and if it works, we'll be all immune to fear and pinning.
Yeah, he wants you all to be his subordinate so he can apply his priest powers to you and send you into the meat grinder.
If you use a weapon without the training, it's like -20.
So it's the same as the crossbow.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but then we have a grenade launcher later.
Yeah, and it comes with like one full load, so it's 6 frag grenades that you can use via grenade launcher to make someone stay. Listen, if you have a grenade launcher, you're supposed you're supposed to track where the shipments go. You could simply assault the base if you had a grenade launcher. Think about it. You have 2 snipers, you would have a grenade launcher, and one guy with a shotgun to take out the ones that come close. You could set up a firing position in cover, lob grenades down into the depression, on top of all those fuckers, blow up the distillation tanks, and just interrogate whoever is left alive. Mission accomplished. Turns out they don't know anything, and the Inquisitor just, hates you now. But, risks you take.
Seems like a bad idea.
But
Think of the glory!
I really want to buy a grenade launcher though.
Like, who wouldn't, honestly?
Yeah, I'm willing to give some of my money to it.
I think there was like an underbarrel grenade launcher attachment for a single grenade. That could be a thing. Checking
just use the group money. Bacon, if you combine your money with group money, it will be enough.
I know, but let's actually check if the upgrade might actually be more viable.
I think the upgrade might not require a separate thing, but I don't remember. I vaguely remember having something like that in Epic's game on one of my guns, on the Carnodon or something.
Charge pack might not be on the base book at least.
No, it's not. I think it's the Inquisitor's Handbook.
Yeah, because if we have an attachment for one of our weapons, it wouldn't have the penalty. So it would actually be a viable shot.
Yes, I found it. Auxiliary grenade launcher. It's an attachment.
It's still basic launcher.
Yes, so you would need a skill, but it might be cheaper.
It's half the price?
Yes.
Less range. So it might not be short range shot.
Well, 15 to 20 is like the top of where, like the sweet spot where most pilots would fly, if they're not very skilled at hugging the treetops. So it would still be within short, I would say. Chances are good that you would get that bonus.
Yeah, that actually seems more viable long term. But it's from which planet?
It's Warzone ranged weapons, but that means that one is probably salvaged here somewhere. I will say, like, you can be dropped off at the capital, but you will have to look for it yourself. Everyone else is busy with other things. Like, you will have to make an inquiry check and actually find it. I think up to scarce was automatically available, but for rare you had to roll.
Yeah, we could try to roll. If we don't find, we just buy a regular grenade launcher. We have the money for it.
I will roll for inquiries my skill, people, so I will roll for it.
Okay. So we're gonna say that you spend a...
Fail.
Okay, so the way this works is that you need 1d10 days per attempt, because it's easier by 1 step thanks to this world being as it is. It is ordinary, so you need to roll that with a +10.
So it's inquiry +10.
And can I
Yes.
add in an extra 10 for assisting?
Yes, you absolutely can. So +20 total.
Okay, let's try again.
Okay. And why don't you roll a 1d10 to see how much time it's gonna take to track one down? Because most people you went back to the base about 4 days in, you weekend, you're back at the car, you have your grenade launcher, you have 1 frag grenade for it, and you have the tracking beacons, both of them. You know what? Ideally, it would be good to tag both vehicles, so you have 3. You have 1 spare in case you fuck up and manage to break or lose one. And they're like half a kilo each, or whatever the weight of a normal grenade was.
Who's the best at shooting?
38 ballistic.
42.
Well, the
Next
question
not
is who
here.
is even able to take a launch. Oh, right, you're gonna fire it without the launcher training, right?
Yeah. That's asking how much next it has.
Keep in mind, requisitioning this involves the service of attaching it to a weapon. Like, it takes skill to put it on and take it off without breaking it. And none of you have armor. So whatever weapon this is on, it's probably going to be stuck on. So who actually wants an under-barrel grenade launcher?
Yeah, who has planned on buying the grenades launcher skill into future?
You could put it under your good shotgun, Dan, if you have the weight capacity.
I mean, could, but I have to go back to my skills and take away a couple of skills.
I
to
mean,
get
you
the
can
skill.
take it later. We're not talking about rearranging your skills, it's just that once it's on the weapon, it's probably not coming off, right?
Yeah, I'll probably have to spend some points, so I'll get it.
Okay.
Because looking at my advances, it doesn't quite fit the build I have in mind. So I might as well use those points on that.
Okay, that's all. So it's connected to one of the shotguns.
Yes, the fancy combat shotgun, I assume. So you have, you can lob a grenade into a horde as they approach, then switch to semi-auto and start blasting those who survive. Let's see, this is the lineup. Single shot, 45 meter range. An extra 2.5 kilograms, so just keep track of your weight, Dan. I know that your character is a wimpy little bitch, so...
I just can't carry too many of them.
It's just like 200 shells in his inventory casually. It's like, yes, I am prepared to fight a small war. Why do you ask? Okay, so we have a plan set up. Wait for Nightfall and see if they go in the right direction.
Yes.
Alright. It seems to me that that is a group concealment check.
Concerning worlds to come back to.
Oops.
I mean, I think that's 100. It's a fair reroll. Can't really be worse than that.
But it's so early in the session, Bacon. We don't want to waste our fate points. I'm gonna grab a Coke Zero from my fridge, figure out how fucked you are. Luckily, the one that matters the most is lead. This is a group check, so one of you is leading, and the others are either helping or hindering.
You're holding me back.
Well, honestly, how good are you shooting Niaxi?
A solid 31.
Hmm.
I'm not a shooter, I'm a hitter.
Okay, so we need at least the priest to do the shot on this case.
Oh, the priest.
Because yeah, we don't need to.
Well, actually, yeah, he can, like, because it's the launcher weapon. Like, anyone can hold
Yeah.
a shotgun, so it's...
Yeah, so we don't need to be all of there hitting the same place. The others can be like further away to not hinder that much.
So he just stands on top of the ridge silhouetted by the rising sun as he figures out where to stand for the shot. As you are settling in place, and the rest of you are like 100 meters away waiting to see what he attracts.
We need a lead there to help, but the other two that are also hindering don't need to be together with the group.
Okay.
Just the stealthy person and the shooty person, easy.
Well, you can arrange yourselves as part of hiding however you want. Like, the way this is, like, it's still gonna be rough. Like, I didn't have a guideline worked out for how this goes, but with this many degrees of failure between all of you, I think that would turn it into a failure with 0 degrees of failure on the total concealment. If we take that failure subtracts 1 degree of success, and failure above 5 degrees subtracts 2, I think that's fair, right?
Yes.
So I guess it's up to you, Matt. Are you gonna risk the reroll?
Okay, I will reroll this one. Where-
Okay, let me write the mean. No.
Wow, nice actually.
Okay, that is lying to you. That is a failure, but that turns the overall effort into a success. So you are able to set up. You think you have a nice flight path going. So I'm gonna roll 1d100. 1 to 25. Tonight the Valkyrie is flying. 26 to 50, they take out the Chimera and go somewhere. 51 to 100, they're not going anywhere tonight. Okay, so in the evening, like maybe an hour after the sun has gone down, you hear some commotion from below. Leith, probably using the Auspex, trying to get a zoom, but I'm mostly just able to use. It's probably like something like it surrounds everyone in like brackets who it detects as people based on silhouettes or something. Just watching like 4 figures getting into the Chimera. One of them climbing into the turret slot, putting on like a night visor of some kind, and just doing the commissar like drive forwards and to down the road, while a bunch of the assholes down below laugh at how dramatic he's being.
Do you have an interest in tracking the Chimera?
You need to figure out where the barrels are going.
So yes.
Ideally, you want one of these stuck to the underside of it, yes. But you are positioned to the east. The road out of the depression takes a slight rise, and it goes on to the main road to the west. And that goes south towards Tree Crane Point and towards the city. So you would have to. Your car is maybe like 200 meters away, like far enough that it's not in direct line of sight, it's kind of concealed. You could rush back to your car, try and catch up to these guys, and get to the car while they're doing something else.
How do we stop the chimera?
You don't. You wait for it to stop and you sneak up on it and plant a thing under it while they're off doing whatever they're doing.
But like, how on the enemy base, where is located the Valkyrie?
Let me give you a not to scale demonstrative picture. Like, it is in a depression, right? There are big distillery tanks, there's some sheds, and then there's open ground where the car and the Valkyrie are parked.
Because if it's not flying and some of them went out, we could try to still launch the tracker on the Chimera, the Valkyrie.
You might be able to sneak close enough. In terms of like rocks and brushes like cover, they'll stop maybe 4 or 5 meters away from the Valkyrie. You could get pretty close, but they probably patrol like through the rough ground occasionally, at least on the inside of the depression, right? So it's riskier, but yeah, you could 100% attempt it. It is nighttime. Some of them will be sleeping. Down in depression, you still see like 4 or 5 guys out. It's not that late into the evening, and you do know that there's like 24 people and like a dozen servitors, some tech boys that make this place like their base.
Realistically, we only need to get within 30 meters to have a decent chance of a shot.
Ideally within 20, this is slightly lower range.
Okay, yeah, true, yeah, 20.
100%. Like, if you got it on the top of it, like in the gap between the body and one of the engines, right? Unless they're doing like careful inspection of everything top and bottom, that could go like unnoticed for a couple of weeks. It looks like the Valkyrie is mostly in working order now, so like right now they're probably only gonna do basic maintenance, and that means like digging around on the insides and the engines. Like, they're not gonna be investigating every inch of skin it has.
What do you guys think? Sneaking is an issue, but maybe 20 meters is doable.
It is dark. You are in full dark now.
I mean, we are really bad at sneaking.
Except Nyaxi. If you're only sneaking within like 20 meters of the thing, which is reasonable, I'll give you a plus 20 on like move silently, Nyaxi.
Oh, I mean, that's doable for me, probably.
Stealth. Paint yourself purple, it's the surest way.
I think in this area you'd go with beige, maybe.
What you need is an orc's brain in a jar and to paint yourself purple, trust me.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, with plus 20, I can sneak pretty reliably.
I have
Do you-
33 in my smart move now.
Do you think you could make the shot though?
With a launcher weapon?
Yeah. Like, you would have full aim, at least.
Mm-hmm.
It's Short range.
Single shot. So plus 40 minus 20. Can you
Plus
make
10. That's a 41% chance, Donald.
Wait, do you have like only 20 something in?
31, but like, isn't plus... Oh, you said plus 40 minus 20. Okay, then I would have a 50-50 chance to make up.
You have a total of 3 of these trackers. Like,
Actually, the Valkyrie is like huge, so should have a bonus to shoot at it.
I will take a
Right.
look at the size thing, but yes, it does. However, you do want to ideally get it in like a couple specific spots that are...
Yeah, on the top, but even so, probably much larger than a normal human.
I will give you the choice. I'm gonna say that Valkyrie is a plus 30 target hit. If you just want to lob the grenade and hit the top side of it, that is relatively easy, right? You'll have a total of like 80%. If you want to hit a spot that's more concealable, you can voluntarily aim for a smaller target.
Okay.
So it doesn't end up sticking to like the windshield where the pilot can fully see it, or just sticking out where it's visible, etc., right? So
Yeah, makes sense.
I would say that you could go as low as plus 0 on the size thing. And plus 0, it's like you put it on the hardest to see nook where they might miss it, even if they do look at the top, like if someone climbs on top of it to inspect it. But yeah, it's up to you. How much of a risk do you want to take to get this as good as it possibly can be?
Yeah, makes sense.
This is what you're supposed to be good at, Nyaxi. Why do you look nervous?
Because I know there's a chance that roll a 100 on this move silently, and then I have to already spend a fate point that would have been going to the launcher. But yeah, I can do it if you guys think it's a good idea.
Well, okay. It's the opportunity, and later we just need to put a tracker on the Chimera.
Okay. Then let's see. Move silently for plus 20. Would the stammers help here?
That cancels out noises, right? So yeah, I think they would.
Okay.
Like that's literally what it's made for.
Then it's a plus 50.
Do you want to increase the degree of success?
That's a good question. Sure, I'll decrease the degree of success by 1.
Oh, you want to decrease it?
Increase it. I can't decrease it, I believe.
I would let you. Okay. Let's take a look at how alert they are. Oh, that is most excellent that you increased it. Apparently they are on point. There are people out in the open, but you just nearly run into a patrol and they pass like 2 meters in front of you, carrying a couple of auto guns, which in the dim light you can faintly see their fingers hovering over the triggers and their thumbs on the switch to immediately flip it to full auto if something spawns in their face.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to spawn in their face.
Just Leith rises out of the shadows, revs 2 chainswords silently in the summer field. They eat a blast at full auto at point blank.
Okay, then.
I mean, that has to be the most nervous fucking thing, right? Like, you don't hear anything from up above until it's just like 2 autoguns firing in unison for a single burst, and then that's it, nothing more. Like, you just know how that went.
Okay.
It does seem like there's like a well-worn perimeter path, maybe 10 meters into the rougher ground, which, you know, like the usual patrol route they take. So, you may proceed. Fire when ready, Commander.
Okay, so it's like a full aim, right?
Yeah, you can definitely have, what is it, 12 undisturbed seconds?
And then it's like a minus 24 being a launcher. And then it's short range, it's a plus 10.
Mm-hmm. How much
And
of a
if-
size bonus or penalty are you taking?
I think I would like to have a plus 10 at least.
It's your decision. This
Yeah.
affects discoverability, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, I could go to plus 30. I mean, that's pretty. I think plus 10 is probably secretive enough.
Yeah, plus 10 would be very secretive. Like,
Yeah.
plus 0 would be absolutely ideal placement, essentially.
Yeah, and then I spend a fate point for plus 10.
Oh, I see. We're going hard on this one.
Let's copy the numbers because I might have to reroll. Oh, nice.
Damn. Okay. So, you kind of notice the faintest flash from below because you're watching for it. And you just see this. It's just this poof of compressed air, Naxi, and the faint rubber thunk from below, and you're already sneaking back, clutching Stubbs' shotgun to your chest, like as you hear from down the path, like a wait, what was that? But you're already going. Actually, no, you wouldn't, like, cause they would have to be inside the summer field. You're fine. I'm not sure if they would cancel out the grenade launcher entirely because it's probably louder than just ambient sounds, right? But
Yeah, it'll probably just be muffled a bit.
But you're going as a patrol is checking to investigate. Maybe half an hour of tense waiting after you send Hari in, Leet appears out of the shadows.
I attached it.
Fucking ninjas.
Good now. Now we just need to find an opportunity to put on the camera.
If you would... Awareness checks.
With the aspects as Nick was leaving.
Absolutely, yes.
Who was the aspects? Okay.
Usually...
Bacon, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you are discussing among yourselves, and just like the wind shifts for a moment and you smell like this strange musky scent. It's vaguely reptilian.
Okay, I'm suddenly very concerned.
What do each of you do? Yes, Nyaxi.
Does the wind come from the base or from somewhere else?
No, it bases to the west of you. It came from the north.
I look north. Is there a dragon?
you briefly, like, on one of the, like, the ground rises and falls here, right? Because it's like a river valley, it's ground out over the ages, like different paths, etc. You notice like a bit of the next rise over move briefly.
There's something there.
Let's just get out, go to the car, drive away.
Okay, how quickly do you move?
As fast as the slowest person in the group.
Okay, so you're full moving. So now we're gonna say that you're maybe like 30 meters from the car, and now you can hear just the soft. It's like the sound of rock grinding on rock as a massive weight settles on the pebbles and sand that's packed here on the ground. And you think you can faintly hear something big breathing in that I'm moving quietly but quickly sort of mode. Just this slow, fast mouth breathing.
I put my gun.
Okay.
I'll throw a chainsaw while I'll keep moving.
Yeah, weapon drawn.
Okay.
Everyone's drawing weapons, but I could just be more Chad and draw out my fear.
I just say my name to it.
Okay. So there's a fair bit of fear, but I assume since you're trained killers, a lot of aggression in how you're feeling as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Feel the steps stop. And then you just about as far away as you are from the car, maybe a little further at this point, and let's say you're 15 meters away now. You just hear this roar from something massive, as if calling out a challenge. And what I think we shall do is we're gonna... So let's say you're 10 meters from the car and this thing is like 15 from you. So in theory you could just run. But let us place a thing on the map. Ah, right, that's why it's so fucking horrible. Excellent. And anything... Let's see. Place yourselves about 15 meters away from it to the south.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
His vision is based on movement. You're right, Naxi. We should have stayed still.
Unfortunately, it hunts by smell.
I watched. Alright. I watched the movie. I know it's. If you stay still, they can see you.
You might not want to be hit by these things. Those are big chompers. So, you will have to make a choice whether to light your lamp packs and glow globes and the like. Because it is dark. And yes, It will be harder to move because it's dark. That's one modifier, although I don't think we necessarily need. Darkness, darkness, darkness. I need to look up these rules real quick, like.
We are like 200 meters away from the refinery, correct?
More like 300. Your observation post was like maybe 100 away. So you're not that close. But gunfire will probably be noticed if you open up with like everything.
Mm.
But there's no way they're gonna get here before you're gone.
But if we just have a small amount of light and we hope that dinosaurs are affected by fear rating,
That
it's a solution.
could work. Feel like I need to maybe go to page 198. Where the fuck does it say? Weapon skill tests made in darkness are regarded as hard. Well, ballistic skill tests are regarded as very hard. So it's gonna be super hard to hit anything in the dark, even though this thing is enormous. So, but it's in the dark. Like enormous gives you plus 20 to hit a thing. Whereas the darkness for weapon skills is minus 20, for ballistic skill tests is minus 30. So you could avoid lighting, lighting things up if you wanted. Like you could risk it.
No,
Oh.
let's see it clearly.
Okay, I will say that like it's gonna. I assume you have something attached to your clothing. Those of you who have light globes, etc. But it is going to be like a half action to reach up and turn it on.
Yeah, I would even say in character, just give me some light and don't look at me. I think I might be able to scare it.
Does anyone have lore beasts or lore xenos, anything like that? Okay, then I need to look up a thing. In any case, roll into initiative. And actually, silly you, don't you know that dinosaur is what the uninitiated call dragons? Hold up, where the fuck? There's the turn order, Jesus. Do I need to add you manually, Bacon?
I just need. Oh, I already added myself. I have two initiatives. One is the button is broken. Hold on.
And 7 for Heinrich. Okay. What's your initiative bonus? It's 5. So you go before the Carnosaur. Excellent. Jeremiah.
Well, I said my thing, but could I completely delay my turn?
I think you can delay an action, like half action.
Because Fearful Aura is full action.
Well, you can activate it and then have a light be a thing.
Well, I warned them to not look at me, so it's their fault if they look at me. I'll activate it with SAR rating 2. Have it right? SAR rating, don't even remember. Yes, I have 2. Modifier, no. Okay. 19. I need 8, and every extra 10 increases my fear rating by 1. So I have fear rating 3.
Okay. Leith, I will say that in the combat, like, there is an instinct to keep track of everything around you. So avoiding looking at Bacon, if the light is on, I think I will require a willpower roll at plus 20. Like, every turn that he has that on, because, like, I feel like it's kind of gimmicky when you can just declare, oh, I don't look at him in the middle of a fight when you're, like, in full survival mode. That seems off to me.
Okay, I spent a half action to activate my Glow.
Okay.
And I
You are...
don't look at him. I'm tempted to look at him, but I don't.
Yeah, if you end up in melee with Cornerstone, he's directly behind. It's gonna get easier than that to avoid it. But, like, he's right next to you. Like, you could just turn your eye and look at him. You activate the glow globe. You can see it dimly at a distance in the beam of the lamplight. It's fucking enormous.
Oh my god.
It does not seem to be reacting with fear. You have half action left, Leith.
Yeah, I'm just thinking what would be a good half action to take.
Draw the second chainsword.
I'm not two-handing here.
Shame.
I opted to be better at style first, and the driving, but yeah, I'll take a couple steps forward so I'm not as tempted to look at her. And if the dinosaur charges at us, it's probably better if I'm up there and able to dodge.
Let me just double check that this thing doesn't...
No, it would be melee. You can just parry the dinosaur. Easy.
Those teeth are the size of a... Like, the jaw bite size is about the size of a person. Like, it will bite you in half. Like Wagar did to that little boy. Let's... Yes, that is as it should be. Severus Kane. Mr. Stubbs, willpower, plus 20.
Oof.
Uh-oh, you looked at him. Meep.
You need to reward another willpower at minus 20.
Yes, you need to roll for fear now. Unless you roll this.
Do I run away or something?
Well, it will depend on the shock table. Remember, like, when you fought the Daemon.
I would have, I think, the Demon we fought was Fear 3 as well.
Well.
Yeah, okay, that's gonna be a bad shock table.
100 with plus 60.
I can't believe that dinosaurs are immune to fear.
Yeah, that's a strange thing. Like, why would a big ass fucking monster be fearless? Oh.
Ayo.
That's wrong. 60, not 16.
So yeah.
Nice, though.
I mean, even if he's jaded, mine is supernatural fear, right?
It's not jaded.
Okay,
Its brain
yes,
is
of
just
course.
not wired to be afraid.
Sure.
Hey, this is from the book. I didn't invent this. It's
I'm mad at the book. Obviously, we all know that British people don't understand animals. They don't have empathy or anything like that.
panic grips the character. He must flee the source of his fear fable. The character gains 1d5 insanity points. Once away from the danger, he must successfully snap out of it to regain control. So, Severus, I'm gonna say that you take a full run action to reach the driver's side of the car.
Alright then.
And it's not the dinosaur, it's your psyker. And it just echoes in your mind in thousand whispers. Jeremiah, Jeremiah. His name is
God damn.
Jeremiah.
That brings me to 7.
Okay, Heinrich, willpower plus 20 to not look at Jeremiah.
Okay, let's try it.
You succeed. You can see the dinosaur. You said you brought your weapon out. You could half aim and shoot.
Question, is it lit?
Yes, it is now within enough light for you to get a clear shot.
So I aim and shoot.
Alright, you get a plus 20 for size on top of the other modifiers.
So modifier 20.
Yeah.
Oops, the wrong one.
Keep
I
in
will
mind you
roll this
also
one.
get a plus 10 from the red dot and an extra plus 10 for accurate for aiming. So it's like in the modifier.
So half aim, short range,
Yes.
standard type, and the plus 40 modifier.
Exactly. Whew! So you get 2 extra d10s on damage for this attack. And I need to count out exactly how much armor this thing has. Which should be this, because it does have a certain unnatural resilience. And then your base damage.
Damage. Okay.
Now would be the perfect time to Emperor's Fury it in a single shot, wouldn't it? Okay, so pen 1. So you punch through some of its scales. So 22 reduced by that much. It is shot. It roars. It is unhappy. And I think the answer is that it will charge. Like, how would you not? Clomp, 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 clomp.
That's quick.
It is big. No extra on that. And it misses. The jaws, like you're trying to avoid it, the jaws come down where you were standing a second ago and just pull up a foot of dirt and rocks, spraying it all over you. As you see your short service to the Emperor flash before your eyes. Again. Jeremiah.
Well, I won't sustain the power because... okay. This thing is somehow immune. Weird. Must be a warp monster. It's our duty to kill it.
Okay, that means that you're out of sight of the source of your fear and you can start snapping out of it, Dan.
And, I guess let's gang up on it.
Okay.
Short move and, stabbing. No aim. Standard. And 20 for size and 10 for ganging up, right?
Yes. You're gonna hate how much armor it has.
Don't worry, I have pen too. Nice, probably. No damage.
Well, the blade slides in smoothly, just doesn't seem to give a fuck because it's a big bulk of meat, scale, and fury. Leaf.
Okay. That one misses. Let's see if the other attack also misses. Since I'm swift attacking.
Wow, rude.
Oh, they would both miss. Should I reroll one? Probably.
That is your decision.
Then again, I only have one fate point left.
You can also use your hotshot las pistol in close range bacon. That might have a better chance of doing something.
Yeah, no, I have to save my fate point so I can dodge later.
A wonderful choice. Stabs. Willpower roll.
Was it -20?
No. Snapping out is flat. Okay.
Okay.
You snap out of it, you can act normally.
Can I grab the car and shoot at the window? Since I'm still right in the driver's side.
You haven't climbed in yet.
I mean, or get it up and move it into position.
I mean, you can definitely shoot out the window if you want. Like, I'm not going to stop you.
Don't make a charge the car though.
So you can get into the car and then just start, just get in, start it up with your full turn and be ready to drive next turn. If you want to do that.
To cover our bases, I'll do that.
Okay. Behind
Also,
you,
important question, as this is a British-made thing, all cars are right-hand drive, right?
God.
Or left-hand drive?
I don't fucking know. It's left hand because it's degenerate to have it otherwise. Like
Yes, it would be Australian driving.
Like, which way of the street are we driving? So, right or left?
Bacon,
Left.
Bacon, why are you doing this to me? Right side. So it's left side drive.
Okay.
No, we're
French.
not British. We are normal, okay?
No, but the system is British. We write R more with an U.
Shut
And
the fuck up. Okay? Like,
That's not how
I feel
Warhammer
ganged
works.
up on because, like, you're arguing for this shit. Dan is knockoff British, so it's like there's two of you just looking at me expecting something from me. I don't know what the fuck you want. No, fuck you.
Disappointing. Next time you're going to say that it's aluminum instead of aluminium. Degenerate.
Aluminium is worth a great deal in Dwarf Fortress. It's just extremely difficult to find, I think. Oh, I need to play some more Dwarf Fortress. Big ass magnetite pockets close to the surface. Iron forever. Oh, those were the good old days.
Did they already relaunch the adventure mode?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm gonna go back to Dwarf Fortress once my new PC gets here.
Of course, it's a high demanding game.
Well, yeah, no, I bought the... I did a bunch of research. I'm buying the best gaming PC on the market for... That isn't like, $1,000.
Dwarf Fortress runs only on
You
on
know,
processor in a single thread.
I'm be honest. The reason I bought such a high-end processor that it's still pretty good today, back in the day, was Dwarf Fortress. I was trying to maximize single core clock speed.
And haven't they added multi-core by now?
Who knows?
Maybe, but I really doubt it.
But no, it's a good fucking processor. It has like 100 megabytes of on processor cache. It's gonna be great.
Okay, yeah. Let's go back to the fight. Distracted people with stupidity.
So Heinrich, here's the thing. You can't use the long las in melee, but you can disengage since it's now engaged with 2 other people. Or you can now walk away and risk an opportunity attack if you're feeling brave.
I disengage.
Okay.
How long is the range I'm disengaging?
1 half move.
Okay.
I'm not sure if these if like in Dark Heresy you have like extra melee weapon range for big creatures, but at least I didn't see anything of like that on the in my quick scan, so we're gonna assume it's not. But yeah, then it's turn.
Oh, an experimental multi-threading, finally.
Yeah, I know what it's gonna do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's trash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take your attacks of opportunity. It ignores you. It even ignores Heinrich. It's going for the car, which is now the loudest thing on the battlefield. It has been challenged.
This is dumb.
It is a dinosaur. They are known to be very dumb.
Brain about this large in a creature that big. So holy shit, you did a damage, Nyaxi.
Oh no.
Well, no aim, that's definitely not a charge. But the car is about its size, so... And it misses! Stepping around the little shits that are trying to screw with it. I mean, honestly, you're the cubs and the car is the mother, so it has to take that out first. You all smell of dust and oil, so like you're clearly related and... Jeremiah.
I'm going to charge it. Maybe one day I will damage it.
If you
Yeah,
roll
the
high,
pistol probably can do a bit more damage. Let's continue with the sword.
you give him a better weapon, which gets more bonuses that can situationally be applied. He's still gonna charge in with the sword.
Yeah, but me charging gives the person that can do damage in melee more bonus to attack.
So it's trying to bite through the engine block, Dan. You can lean out the window and shoot it in point blank with the shotgun now, by the way. Just so we're clear.
I know that makes sense. But how far can I move with the car? I got another idea.
Half action to get out. And
No. How far can I move the car with it driving around?
You would have to pull out. let's say this next turn without making a check, about 10 meters.
So, say, could I get to that somewhere around there, maybe?
That
Or
would
here.
be a bit rough because you would have to do multiple turns, but you could get, let's say, to here. And so
And I
that
can't
everyone...
do both.
Thinking the car is turned either like yeah, I don't think it's turned that direction. I was thinking it's turned to the north or northeast.
Yeah. So I can't shoot at the same time. So, considering that angle, I'll just get that probably
No,
is a bad shot.
you're on the driver's side, I assume.
Well, one
Oh,
move to over here.
Yeah, very
Yeah, where I
true.
foot sent them.
I can't select my picture now.
Somewhere there.
It's-
That way,
But yeah,
I'm
like
hiding.
we have to resolve Leith and everyone. But yes, you I'm gonna let you drive over there. It's fine. Like, and then everyone can get in and you can run away with the car, 100%.
No.
Oh,
I'm
you want to
kiting
keep
the
leading
monster.
it away?
And then I run it. If he's stupid enough, he runs through our guys again, and he gets more attacks of opportunity.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, no, I get what you're saying.
Can you extend the map just 1 square so I can recover my drawing?
Pathetic.
Good. Yeah, so it's...
Leith.
Charge. But I mean, you knew that this would happen.
I have a feeling you don't like my dinosaur.
Emperor, please. No.
Are you fishing for crits?
Yes, of course.
Oh, that's rather rude, isn't it? You dealt several damage.
Yeah, like 3, baby.
And Stubbs.
Yeah, now you can do the fancy driving.
It
Yep,
will
I
take
drive
its
over
attack
there.
of opportunity for the car moving out of its threatened area.
Does the car count as running? Because running you have a penalty to hit, right?
You get a bonus to hit with melee. You get a
Oh.
penalty to hit with ballistics. Are you sure you want to make that argument, Bacon?
I didn't forget rules. Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense anyways.
Chomp scream! The teeth just bounce off of the roof and slide off. Actually, no, I fucked up. No, I didn't. That was an attack of opportunity. Heinrich.
I have to disengage again.
Or you could use like smaller guns, but yes. Chase the car or...
Not here.
What's an appropriate taunting skill?
Intimidate?
Yeah, I guess. But he doesn't have that. Drive ground with fellowship or willpower, Stubbs, to drive aggressively.
Okay. Fellowship or willpower, right? Fellowship's better.
Roar! How dare you! Come on, I have to hit once. Okay. Do that. that. I think this is the way you do it. So it is a car. It does have a decent amount of like natural armoring. We're going to say about 10 points because it's like solid metal construction. For a moment, it reaches down and its teeth, you see like a couple of them pierce the roof not far from your head, and you hear something just grind on the underchassis, and then it withdraws, not able to bite through it. But that is going to require some looking at eventually. The car is now damaged. And what's a fair amount of health for a car? 20, 25 hit points? 30 maybe? I think Chimera has 30 something. So let's call it a 20.
Yeah, sounds fair.
Should we take attack as opportunity?
You should. I'm still.
Yeah,
in
you
range.
definitely can. Jeremiah is still in range.
Yeah.
You dealt some more damage. Jeremiah.
Alright, it's my sword is not healing working. Yeah, let's try the help pistol. Just draw to help pistol and shoot.
Okay.
Do I get point blank if I'm in melee?
No. It counts as standard range.
Right. I can for sure hit it with my one-shot opportunity. And I
Plus 20 for sight.
would I have my charge back on it? Probably.
Yeah, you don't like using it. That's like a oh shit kablam
Yeah.
for you at least.
Guess let's use a fate point to increase it by 10. Hit.
Okay.
And what does the hot charge shot charge back does again?
Increases penetration and damage.
By
I'm
how much
looking at it.
ammo?
Oh, this turns it into tearing. Increases damage by 1 and adds a pen of 4.
Okay, so pen goes up to or adds to? Against a penetration of 4. Okay, goes from 3 to 4.
Yeah, I guess so. But
So
tearing.
goes to 0. Tearing, so it's K, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
the
K1.
K1 plus 3 plus 1. Let's see if it works.
Okay. So that bends its hide, and it is now past half health, which means that it no longer cares about challenges and challengers. Now it just wants to tear apart the things hurting it.
Thanks, that's good. Don't want the car to go.
No,
Destroy
take
it.
me, not the car!
Phase 2 engaged.
Leave.
Step and attack. No aim, standard, plus 20 for science. Okay, then
Hold on. It seems to care that it's being hurt now, so it
that's fair. As long as it dodges me and not the shots.
yeah, you see a flicker of like reptilian barely their intelligence as one eye glances down at all the small scratches you've put in its hide and focuses in on you. Stubbs.
Alright, I guess it's time then. time to poke the gun out the window and go bang.
Okay.
No aim, I suppose. That's point blank or short?
It's point blank.
And semi-auto.
Of course.
Any other modifiers do I get to add in?
Plus 10 for size because you are shooting through the window, so you can't just like aim at center of mass as effectively.
And I don't think double team works, so okay.
Okay, well that's a hit. Okay, and at long last, Heinrich, you are within point blank. It is large as fuck. You can finally fire again.
Question: does it still counts that it's engaged in melee?
Yes, that does count.
So I'm going for the hit. Half aim.
And actually, Stubbs, you need to roll as well because it is engaged in melee.
Point blank. Standard. Plus 24 accurate and red dot.
And the size and engaged in melee cancel out, yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice shot.
Yeah, that's another 2d10 damage. Yeah, we'll resolve the extra kits you would have gotten Dan in a second. Let's.
I want some prosperity.
I'm statistically good.
No, that's on the extra dice. It
Oh,
needs
yeah,
to be on
right.
the weapon itself.
Yeah, because.
Oh, unfortunately, that's a 9.
22 with a pen of 1.
No,
No, it's 24, right?
24 with a pen of 1.
24, right, sorry. Well, it's still standing either way. And Dan. Two more shots for, or 2 more damage rolls for the semi-auto. And then 3 more for the scatter, I think. Roll to confirm.
Which one?
100.
Wait, did you roll it correctly again? Because, like, I'm looking at the modifiers. Because it's plus 20 for size, but minus 20 for melee. It should be plus 0, not plus 20. Actually, no, that's not even correct. It should be minus 10 in the modifier tab.
Oh, minus 10. I thought that was plus.
No, like, engaged in melee, like, decreases it. But it's partially compensated by the size. So what you want is to roll 6 degrees of success on this reroll so you can keep the Emperor's Fury. Because otherwise someone might get chomped.
No. Going again.
And you want an 8 or below here.
There we go.
Okay. Do you now want to reroll the confirm roll to try and get under a 68? If you have fate left.
I've got plenty of that. Yeah, okay.
Okay. 1d10 for extra damage. So it's 14 plus 10 plus 10 plus 9.
Yes, it is a 10.
Another D100, please.
No, you don't need to confirm second time. You just roll
You
another
don't?
d10. It explodes after you confirm once.
Oh, okay. I thought you had confirmed. Yeah, that's
No,
good.
it just once. So that is a 20.
Oh, it's that's a D20, not a D10. Come on.
Yeah.
The
well,
right die. Yeah.
Someone's been thinking too much about Pathfinder, I see.
Almost.
So close.
So 19 plus a 14. 33, I think.
Yeah, 33. So it had, before we took off the damage from Matt's attack, 19 health. So this 33, I think the shotgun finishes it, and Matt blasts it in the skull for good measure to make sure it's down.
Doesn't have a like stupid armor or something.
It does, but like not it's mostly a natural toughness and a bit of armor.
No, okay.
But
Oh,
it goes down, having damaged your car and missed a bunch of attacks. You are so fucking lucky. This thing has a natural strength and tearing on its chompers. It slumps to the ground, defeated.
what the actual fuck? Like, were we warned that there were like giant monsters walking around on the planet? Like, what is this shit?
Okay, the lower this dice is, the faster a thing happens. As you are cursing it out, as the terror, aggression, etc. are pouring out, you see a little tendril of moss start to grow out of the corner of its eye where it was shot by the last gun.
Yeah, let's just get away.
Hmm. Yeah.
Ah, that's definitely report material.
Okay. And since you have once again engaged in aggression in the lands of the Moss people, actually I'm not going to make you roll because the bonuses would be so high since the exposure is so small that it wouldn't matter, but you can roll Psyniscience or awareness to feel the effect.
I have better awareness, but Psyniscience is cooler. Nah. Failed.
Okay. All of you except the Psyker can just feel just the slightest pressure, as if something young and weak is just pressing on your minds, trying to find a way in. Just worming little tendrils. And if you did not know to watch for this fuckery, most people would never notice it was happening. But you know, you're part of the Ordo Malice now. You know things that no one was meant to know. Maybe a little bit. So you get
probably it was too weak, I didn't even feel it.
You get in the car and drive away, leaving a trail of oil, gas, and brake fluid.
It's gonna be okay, Carl.
Yeah, when you shift gears, there's this grinding sound that sends vibrations through the floor for some reason, but it's gonna be fine. I wouldn't. I think you're in the zone of now where it's like it's a brave Tiger pilot that puts the Tiger tank into third gear. But you drive off, and where are you going? What's the plan? Just park out somewhere away from people, go into town, or go to like a pickup zone and see if you know you
We need
get
to
noticed.
we need to find someone to fix our car.
Then that probably means town. Okay. Then, certainly, you go into town. And, sure. Does anyone have barter?
I have.
Okay. Give me a barter roll. We're gonna say that it's gonna be, let's say, 15 thrones per hit point lost on the car to repair it, but it can go down as low as 10 or as high as 20, depending on how well you do on barter.
So what's the difficulty?
Oh, car repair, like there's car repair shops, and there's probably at least 2 or 3, so there's some competition. I'm gonna give you a base of plus 10 because it's the middle of the night and you probably want them to start right away. Oof.
How is it? Are we re-rolling? This is dumb.
This is up to you. Okay. That is... Yeah, that is 10 thrones per damage dealt, a total of 90 thrones to restore it.
Have enough on the group inventory.
I'll step away for a quick break for a second. Feel free to discuss your next steps.
Alright, we just need to put the tracker on the Chimera now.
Yep.
I'm guessing we should try to track them. Like, go same route that the Chimera went, or just wait for them to return.
I mean, if we can catch up to them, I guess so. Bear back 1 sec.
So do the same.
I see I have been abandoned. Betrayed. Anything going on there? No? Okay, good. Excellent. It's okay, Nyaxi. We healed the car.
Oh, thank. That's good.
And even got a decent price doing it. At the cost of a fate point. And you killed one of the... I was a bit worried originally when I imported this sheet, but I figured at this point you have enough equipment and enough skills that you can probably handle a, murder dino. Fucking accurate weapons are bullshit, though. But the high armor values on like half the sheets are bullshit too. So it's kind of
It's a British way.
yeah. I guess. Experimental multi-threading in 2020. Dwarf Fortress with multi-threading, like FPS death is the reason I stopped playing, because you can't make a mature fortress without everything dying. Although that might be a memory issue, right?
I think it's a population control issue.
Like you need 100 dwarves for your fort to activate all the rolls, right?
Yeah,
But
that's
once
true.
you go, like I usually run 120, but it's too much. Like you end up with 30 FPS. But I bought like a Gen 5 M2 drive, so I'm gonna have like literally 25 times faster read and write speed on my new SSD drive than I do on my current one.
I don't think it's just a memory issue, because like with autistic things like misgenerators and puppy fountains and like this calculation of parts, it can be very taxing on the processor.
I don't. That's the thing. Actually, no, I did in some of my forts create a shower across all of my main staircase, so doors would always be clean. So sometimes, yes, I have done that actually. What the fuck that? That's some more bullshit right there. Why would you? Not so clever, girl. Alright, but you have accomplished a step in favor of your overall mission. You have tagged Le Valkyrie. The car is gonna be done sometime tomorrow. What do you do for the rest of the night?
Yes, we just rest and wait until we can have the opportunity to try to tag the Chimera.
Okay, then I will require 14 thrones for an evening meal and a room for you all to sleep in.
Each or collective?
A collective.
Okay.
How much money do we have in our collective funds?
Enough
56,
for
so
now.
we have enough.
56.
Okay. So, tomorrow comes. You go down, presumably have some kind of a morning slop. That's another 4 thrones for everyone. Like a street urchin, maybe 10, 12 years old, walks up to Stubbs, just pulls it by the whatever clothing he's wearing. Officer, if you have 5 thrones for me, I have some information.
Very well.
Okay, he leans in. Some bad dudes from out of town came in. They're looking for someone who came in with a damaged car yesterday.
Would you know where they are?
Oh, they're asking around the shops.
Okay, so shopping districts.
Right, shopping districts. Right, it's that large town. There's like 3 repair shops.
3 is pretty good.
Like,
Let's grab a car and get out.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go up just in case.
okay, so you beeline for the car. Make it a luck roll. So Nyaxi, you look lucky today.
Do I? Okay. So just a D100.
Hmm.
What is good, low or high?
Low is good in this system. So you go back to the car. It's not in the main bay where it was when you left it. The mechanic just nods at you. It's in the back. Didn't like the look of those assholes. There's people looking for you. You should go. I don't want to be in the middle of anything.
Okay, I toss him another 5 thrones.
Cheers! And remember, for all your repair needs, go to Joe's. Right, you get in the car, it starts up. There is no grinding noise. And the car seems to function. There's like the steering feels a little different, like it's a little stiffer to one side because this is like the 5th time the car has been patched up by someone after being damaged badly, but it drives and it is officially back at full health. Where to, gentlemen? The Ventru Tower? Or perhaps Mingzhao's temple? What are the running bets on whether Bloodlines 2 will suck or not by now? Because they remade the entire game at this point.
Well, I mean, delays are a red flag. Switching studios is a red flag.
What's the name? The name of the funny. Duke Nukem Eternal, the game that was developed for like 10 years, changed several studios, several delays. It will suck like that.
Right. Even with that combat demo they showed. But we gotta go to
oh, Nyaxi, don't be like that. That's brutal, come on.
Like that
so
guy.
they are onto us, so should we still try to sneak around and wait for them or try something else? I'm guessing.
And we definitely want to leave town, I think, and then see if things calm down, maybe.
We could try to do the same thing we did with the... What's the plan with the Valkyrie? We just set up on the route they seem to take with the Chimera and just wait to, like, stealthily tag them. Just dig a hole under the streets.
That is gonna be rough unless you get it underneath, like Bacon said, because like there's a dude sitting in the turret out in the open when they drive. So
yeah, we would need to be like from below and just put under.
Just lie down on the road and hope they don't hit you.
Maybe if we find a big hole in the highway, right in the center where they would dig a bit more, build around it, but I don't think we have anyone capable.
Yeah, you would need a powerful biomancer to burrow under the highway.
If you only had a powerful biomancer at our hands.
Jesus, that's bouncy. Alright, but you have tagged the Valkyrie, and there's a chance that they, like, you don't know how much aggro you have. Does anyone have common lore Underworld?
Hold on.
Because like I think Stubbs might, like he might start with it.
I thought I did.
Well, check the Arbeit starting skill set. You have Common Law, Adepts Arbites, Common Law Imperium. Does anyone have some kind of Common Law criminal? Nyaxi, do assassins have it?
No, it's on my list somewhere. I don't have it yet, no.
Rip. Then it's hard for you to tell how onto you they might be. Like, there's a big difference between, okay, a car was parked near our base and it got tore up by something and then they drove off, versus, yeah, they were spying on us, right? And this is like, their base is like 2 miles from like a town and like 1 mile from a major salvage location. There has to be some traffic in the area.
Yeah, so I think you should maybe see if they calm down after a day or two.
Alright. So the plan is to fuck off for now and then come back in 2 days. You will need to spend 24 thrones on buying some food that will provide for you, unless you wish to dip into whatever MREs you have bought in advance, but that will be more expensive.
Yeah, I have some rations with me that I could use for myself. I don't know the others.
It is your decision. An MRE is gonna be more costly, but it means you don't have to go into, you know, the general store before going.
No, let's
Okay,
go
I
in the
guess
general store.
The man sitting on a hoard of gold is concerned about spending a few shekels. I see how it is.
That's how you get rich.
No, how you get rich is by exploiting the unfortunate worker and stealing the fruits of his labor's bacon, not by saving pennies.
Yeah, you are saving pennies by exploiting the most out of it. That's how it works.
Honestly, the general store and the repair shop owners are probably doing pretty well in this, because like in a gold rush you don't want to be looking for gold, you want to be selling shovels. Okay, so go to the general store.
Sure. If the rich guy is going, might as well all go. It's either no one appears or else everyone appears.
Alright, rich guy, roll me a luck check. 1d100. Lower is better. Oh dearie me, that's
I will reroll it. This is just.
generally you can't for generic luck checks. These determine world state, not your personal fortune.
Okay.
Okay, 95. It looks like the general store has been pretty emptied out. What you can get is a gas can filled with probably clean water and a sack full of dried peas and like a pot to boil them in. Food-wise, it's gonna be a very boring 2 days. It looks like a bunch of other people came through, cleared out all the special stuff. He's gonna tell you that he had like a recovered plasma gun. Some rich scavenger captain bought it because, like, of course, they have to be fancy and bragged about how he and 30 of his best guys are gonna go all the way to Octus and plunder the old capital. And just between you and me, he's a dead man. No one comes back from Octus. But, you know, not that the money is here. You get me? It's not here. It's safely hidden. You'll never find it. Now, listen. I'll do you a favor. He pulls out a tiny cardboard box about 3 centimeters high and 1 wide. Take this for your peas. It's salt. Hard to get around these parts. On the house.
What a cool guy.
So, I think he tries to poison us.
Well, you don't have to add the salt to the thing. Like, honestly, like, the Auspex can scan for, you know, just things other than motion. Like, you could see if there's organic compounds in the salt. If you could pass a tech use test to switch it to that mode. And, like, they can see that one of you has a fucking Auspex on their head. It would be a pretty, you know... Okay. Yeah, yes, it's salt. It's almond salt. That's why it smells like almonds. But you are able to drive safely out of town. The mono sword and the chainsword make short work of some thorny brushes that make a low crappy fire. Just pour like a kilo of dried peas in the pot, pour some water on top and leave it to soak and simmer for like 2 hours before it turns into vaguely edible mash.
Too bad we don't have any mint.
Well, you could try and harvest some locally if you're feeling brave.
Not that brave.
Give me awareness checks. Okay. That's a 100. Alright. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do here for you.
No, he has schizophrenia.
So, Matt, you are totally distracted and you're getting, Heinrich is getting really hungry. You try to taste some of the mashed peas while you're supposed to keep a lookout. Burn your mouth. You sort of stumble, half fall into fire, burn your hand. If you would take 2 points of damage for me. And now you're hungry. You can't taste anything for the next 2 days. And you're totally miserable.
And looking at food, that might be an advantage.
The salt, as far as you can tell, at least visually, looks legit, by the way. It looks like, you know, just rough salt, like you get, not super processed, just, you know. Leith and Jeremiah notice, like maybe 80 meters away, a group of 4 other scavengers just craning their necks, slowly walking towards you, like kind of trying to stay stealthy, while at the same time giving the vibe of, oh, we're just approaching in case they are seen. It seems that your car has attracted predators. Much like
I
you did when
just-
you claimed it originally.
Yeah, just seeming bored, Jeremiah is just going to stretch himself while holding his pistol. Like casually
Looking them
looking at
in
our
their
duration.
direction, yes.
Yeah, like, yeah. Just wait.
Okay. So,
Let's fire on them.
like, Heinrich is for the moment thoroughly distracted because food, why? Alith, how do you react to this news of imminent treachery?
Try my chainsaw.
Okay. And at that point, you notice Stubbs as well.
Hmm. Are they how far away would they if I yelled at hold while standing up to draw?
Oh, they would hear you if you yelled. They're
Would they
like
stop?
80 meters away.
It's enough distance if I wanted to hold position. I'd stand up and with my gun and go, hold your position, we hear you.
Okay. Give me an intimidation with willpower. I will give you a plus 30 because you all look rather well equipped. Okay. They stop, hesitate for a moment, and it's just like, oh, we didn't mean nothing by it. We just wanted to ask directions to the nearest town. How far away are we from civilization?
Well, no, since I'm a cop, I'll say which way they meant to go.
Okay. Say poem. I don't know hard feelings, Governor. We didn't mean nothing by it. And they just start backing away at increasing velocity. And yeah, like, they don't have a car. That puts them at the bottom of the totem pole. You have a car but no military tech. You're somewhere in the middle. You would have to guess, having been here for, few. Like, this is what, your second week here now at this point, roughly. So you're starting to get a vibe for how this place works. Like, claiming the car rapidly increased you in the social standing among scavengers. But you are not disturbed for the rest of the day. Night comes. Bacon, roll to see what the group you're targeting is doing. And we'll add another thing, 51 to 75. They're putting some effort into getting more info about you. Okay, so tonight the Valkyrie takes off, and unbeknownst to it, 100 miles back, the Inquisitorial gunship has a missile lock on it and is tracking it at long range using the beacon. So now they have a location as to where that goes, and they observe a handoff. Alright, then the next day rolls around. Yeah, then roll me a luck dice. This is for the community as a whole. Let's see if they're doing well or doing shittily. welcome to Mexico, chica.
No, we're not in Mexico. There's not a sepia filter in the maps.
I will add a sepia filter tag to the next generation I make. Yeah, there's a D100 macro, Dan, for quickly clicking it if you enable it in the bar. Okay. Okay, so they're not gonna raid the town itself because that's suicide. You see in down the road, in the early, well, not so early morning, like you've had enough time to soak and cook your morning pea soup. You see two jeeps loaded with steel guard driving towards, well, in the general direction of the town. They are going to stop, not, at the road opposite of where you're parked. And 4 of them are gonna approach while the rest hang back. You see a couple of them drinking, couple of them smoking as they stop for a break.
We should get out.
Now they seem to be intent on approaching you and talking to you.
It
Or
will be
attacking
suspicious
you.
if you leave.
They might just ask for directions.
Right.
If anything, we used to cover that one of us is arbiter.
So I think I should inquire what they're doing.
Hey, you can be the one to talk to them. We're gonna roleplay it out. They walk up with that casual arrogance of, you could shoot at me, but you won't. Not just because I'm a badass, which I'm always am, but because there's another 8 or 10 of my bodies by the cars there with their guns. Lady, gentlemen, may I inquire what the fuck are you doing out here?
Pea soup.
I'm thinking. We're scavenging for scrap.
Okay. Article 17.9, 17.10, 12. Looking at that car, possibly 14 and 15 as well. You are in violation of the governor's edicts on digging through the old ruins and right. I'll dumb it down for you, cause I can see that Mama didn't raise no sharp tools. So what you're doing is illegal as fuck. Care to explain?
I'm thinking. What can be the explanation?
I don't know, it's up to you. You're in the hot seat. Unless someone else wants to pitch in character.
Okay, so in character, I tell him a story how we got here.
Okay, what's the story?
Make me think. That's bad.
I honestly feel that when we play Vampire, we should make Matt talk to the prince. It'll be hilarious.
First, okay. Now, I'll do differently. I'll just bribe the guy. I say, here is the. What is their. How to explain average amount of money they have? Like they receive per month.
I don't know.
Probably have no idea. But Yeah, just go with them. Okay, I need some character. Oh, of course, sirs. My friend probably misspoke. We're not scavenging or doing anything illegal. But
Uh-huh.
and I suspect that there will probably be taxes just transiting through this region, correct? We'd be willing to pay any fee to the guard if they are due.
All right. We can check your paperwork. Absolutely. Where is your arms trade license?
Wait, we actually have one.
Okay. You go to the car, you pull out your paperwork. There was like 5 or 6 successes on preparing your background and your paperwork originally, I remember vaguely. So he looks it over, you just see the face just fall in stages like, I can't fucking believe this. What the fuck? Stay here. He takes the paperwork, he starts walking back to the cars. You see him just arguing with someone who just gets in, just you can see by the body language that he's cursing his ass off. He puts a Vox set on top of the car, pulls up the handle, and you just see him talking into it while gesticulating wildly while the other one reads off your, contract and license numbers to Central. About 15 minutes later, he comes back with your paperwork. Everything seems to be in order here, sir. Have a nice day. And he just turns around. The rest of them look at him incredulously for half a second and start walking back with him. Like, what the fuck? We were ready to break some skulls. What is this shit? What do you mean they have a license?
Oh. The law was on our side this time. Weird.
It's just no, like they were gonna bust your asses on illegal arms trade charges, and it turns out it wasn't illegal, so that just kind of broke them.
Huh?
Keep in mind now, like this contract and this license is legal, but it is tied to identities that might be implicated in the blowing up of several buildings in the capital not so long ago, like maybe a month-ish ago now.
I don't know what you're talking about. Our building was destroyed in a gas explosion. That's why we have to now lower ourselves to buying this bad origin guns.
You can use that bullshit explanation with the Acolytes are real UN. Luckily, the Imperium is not that computerized, unless it's like a Forge World. So it didn't immediately raise red flags that this contract is tied to people who are wanted as persons of interest, at the very least. Okay.
Yeah.
And I will roll to see how well secondary cells are doing. And, okay, not horribly. So they're trying to figure out where those barrels are going in the capital. Excellent. So the second day passes, night comes. You going back in the morning or in the evening of the second day?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we could go into morning.
All right, so
Yeah.
morning of the third day then. Nexi, roll to see what your friends at the at the base are doing. Okay. And Matt, let's see what they're doing on the third day. And you're going back to observe the base? Or do you want to go down?
I would vote
back.
for. I would vote for observing the base.
Okay.
Down probably
Yeah,
is
let's go
in a
for
bad
this base.
situation after the police went through.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so you go to the base. On your way there, you pass out a burned out car with 2 police jeeps parked next to it. See one of the cops bandaging a wounded arm, whereas a couple of others have dragged several corpses into a line. It seems that some other group did not do as well as you on having paperwork ready, and or might have chosen to resist their authority with predictable results. Concealment checks to observe safely.
Concealment. Oof. Oh. No. I will
Will you?
reroll mine.
Remember to roll your luck to see if you recover fate points for your Voidborn.
True. That's my second one. Nope. One day it will apply. One day.
Jekyll was so convinced he was gonna farm those hard. Okay, that's better.
I'll spend a fate point for an extra degree on mine.
Let's see. So that's 2 degrees, 1 degree, 1 extra for a success, 1 extra for you. I think you end up at. I'm not sure if you want to, because I think it's still a bare failure because it cancels out your base success and your 2 degrees of success. Even if you do. So there's gonna be some difference between 1 degree and like 0 degrees, but not much.
Guess I'll keep it, I suppose.
Okay. So yeah, you're able to find a place to observe. You set yourselves up, and you are observing. You see them preparing the Valkyrie for takeoff. You see servitors in pairs carrying what looks like 4 barrels onto the gunship. It does look like the front gun mounting is still a crumpled mess. So it doesn't have its autocannon / multi-laser / whatever that would be its nose weapon. But the side mounts for heavy stubbers do seem to have weapons mounted, and people climb into those for the ride to defend the cargo.
Hmm.
The good news is they don't have anything that would damage the car too easily. But yeah, they do have anti-infantry weapons on that thing. So yeah, it's effectively a Valkyrie that is patched up and is armed with like 1 machine gun per side.
And if they're just getting the Valkyrie ready, it's not the Chimera today, so we could just withdraw.
Yeah, I think it's safer. Okay.
So yeah, let's not risk being seen and maybe pull back. So if they're taking the Valkyrie out, then we won't get a Chimera chance.
Okay. So you see it take off, and this time it heads towards the north.
I will note the second location as well.
And you withdraw to safety. All right.
Did we have a time limit with Inquisitor?
And sooner is better, effectively. But having the tracker on it helps. So like it turns you like, okay, they're working on it, they're getting results, I have info I can pass to other cells. It's like it would probably put you in the not too bad, don't need to yell at them category at the very least.
What do we even have to do besides tracking the vehicles?
You need to figure out who the blood moss distillate is going to. Like,
Okay.
what the fuck is happening? Like, what's being done with that sort of thing, right? Like, what's being done with it, like, you can guess, right? It's some sort of demonic bullshit. And barrels full of it is very concerning. But, you know.
Well, we might want to try to get in contact with the Inquisitor just to hear where they track, which location they were tracked to.
I think the smart thing after we try to tag the Chimera, it would be just leave this place and go to the city to invest there.
Not to mention reporting
like the capital?
Yeah, where the product is being sold, so we track there and here.
Not to mention, I'll also report in my suspicion that it may be generating extra creatures which are very ferocious.
I think all of you would know that a lot of Imperial worlds have fierce predators, either natural or imported, so nobles have something to hunt. And the fact that they eat the occasional worker just, picks off the weakest, so. Nobody really gives a fuck. That's a freebie because I think all of you have common lore Imperium. Like, horrible predators. That's common. Like it wouldn't stand out that this world has like dinosaur monsters. Like the universe is filled with horrors. This isn't the worst of them.
I'm also surprised that the dinosaur doesn't attack their base, but yeah, fair enough. I just don't know.
And you don't know that it doesn't attack their base. Maybe that's why they have a Chimera or a Valkyrie there at all times. Alright, but you withdraw, and right, I do need food expenditures for day 3.
Let's just use my rations and we just wait in the car, like in a hidden place.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
And well then, do you go back at the morning of day 4? Do you go back to the pickup location, or actually like mid-evening of day 3 rather, because you're not staying for the night in Observer? Do you go to the pickup location or do you go elsewhere?
We're watching. I guess we could Like, if you go to pick up location, is instant, or we do like have to wait a long time?
It depends.
They would be tracking the Valkyrie,
Yeah,
right?
but they might be tracking at long range. They might have time to pick up you. Essentially, if they see that you are there on their scopes, they come down and pick you up.
They have to wait for the next day anyways. Might as well be picked up if possible.
All right, then you can. I'm gonna say you can be there when you are tracking the Valkyrie. So it's Jock and you guys, and probably the Inquisitor because he would want to be present for this personally. And yeah. He's gonna ask which of you are the best at firearms, and he's gonna direct you to two side consoles for like the. It's probably like a 45-degree angle, like to the front of the plane and offset to one side by 45 degrees, right? Like front-facing turrets of multi-lasers. For, you know, close range fighting as a last resort defense kind of thing. And this is a ship weapon, so you don't need the skill. You just...
Okay, I'll go for it. I have 42.
Okay. Who's taking the second? It probably won't matter, but out of curiosity.
I suppose I'll take it at 38.
All right. Let's see. So you are traveling a couple of 100 miles towards the ruins of Octus, or a couple 100 kilometers. Actually, it's nearly, it's like 500 to the outer edges of it. More like 550. So at the speeds that these are going, like these are jet engine aircraft, even though Valkyrie is more of like, you know, for troop transport, we're gonna say that you're gonna be flying for something like 2.5 hours. It seems about reasonable. 200 kilometers per hour. It seems like a speed that a refurbished Valkyrie can probably maintain reasonably. Maybe it's a bit slower because they're trying to fly low, so let's call it 3.5 hours you're in flight. Presumably you've switched to like a nighttime schedule by now probably, so you're fine. You're mostly resting during the day. Does anyone want to make any rolls using the ship's sensors or abilities, etc. to try and aid this effort? Because there is a ship in orbit that is keeping track. Actually, there's two ships in orbit. This planet does have a singular system defense ship to defend against Xenos, raids, pirates, etc. So it's not completely defenseless. And there's the Rogue Trader's ship.
I guess I could try to do awareness with the ship sensors.
Alright, I'm gonna let you add like a plus 20, let's say, and oh, that's bad. That is very bad. That would be a crit fail. Still 4-degree failure. Oof. And honestly, I don't remember if I spent a fate point on him before, but I think not. But I'm gonna track it here. Okay, so you're doing that. And right, if we have to pew pew at something, then you're gonna be the ones doing it. And Nyaxi, are you helping in any way?
I'm not sure I have the skills.
Okay, and the Inquisitor. I think the Inquisitor is just scrutinizing the Valkyrie, just doing like a focus scan to take in as much data as he can, trying to log the biometrics of the people through the hull. Okay. So, this is where it gets interesting. Maybe 2 hours into the flight, yeah, that is over there. That would be probably what it's doing. Yeah, I think that's how it would go. You hear an insistent beeping from the pilot's console, and you hear Jock curse, "Radar lock." And you just see through the front viewport the sky spiral as he starts taking evasive maneuvers. At the edge of your detection envelope, coming in very fast and very low, you see 4 Imperial fighter craft. And you hear you just hear across the box like that crackles on. Unidentified aircraft will land immediately, and identify yourself. Unidentified aircraft, there will be no second warning. We have a missile lock on you.
Awaiting your command, Inquisitor.
The Inquisitor just curses and just tells to Jock, "Lose them." And you see him just fingers racing across the console, and you just see 2 points of light zoom out for your ship and beeline for the Valkyrie ahead of you. As Jock just starts cursing in his native dialect and just, well, can't go any lower. So when you can't go any lower, go up. He's gonna kick in the plasma drive and he's gonna climb for space, and it's gonna melt about a 100-meter wide area on the ground right below you as he just pulls into a 45-degree climb. Behind you, Bacon, since you're the one watching the sensors, you are just across the box. You hear a crackle of, "So be it, the Emperor protects." And you see each of the fighters, just 4 signals separate from each of them, and just 16 missiles start tracking in towards you. Anything you wish to do at this point? You have, well, these were at a long range, but like Imperial tech is not crap and the fighters are fast as well. Gonna say that you have maybe a minute till intercept. If you get out of the atmosphere, and you might if you get rid of the missiles somehow, like you can probably either lose the fighters or just straight up outrun them in space.
Can't the shooters shoot the missiles? Like,
You
This is
can go
basic
to
flak.
like rear turrets and try and wrap down some missiles. There's probably some sort of laser emplacement on the back as well. Absolutely.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so you rush to the back and prepare to shoot at missiles as they come in.
Yeah.
So there is that. The Inquisitor is gonna make a tech use test to try and ECM some of them to make your job easier. Because I think he has tech use. I'm pretty sure I gave him at least a dot. In fact, I gave 2. How generous of me. Gonna say that this is a plus 10. Okay. And the 2 of you assume short range. Assume that these are high quality weapons that give you an extra plus 10. Like there's like assisted motion tracking, like it's giving you a predictive reticule of where you should lead it. Okay. And I will roll 4100s to see if any of them are normally just having a shitty lock because like this is a stealth ship. Okay, so 4 missiles. Yeah, the locks aren't that good. And we have a total of 4 degrees and 3 degrees. Okay, how do I want to do this? So you would be able to jam or shoot down 7 of them, which would leave 9 left, but those are shitty rolls. I would say that this is enough. You are able to, like some of them lose their lock part of the way, as for like periods, like Jock does the stop the engine, emergency heat vent, go silent for a couple seconds, hope it loses the rock, kick in the drive again, just trying to juke them. But yeah, like then you have a couple of very tense seconds towards the end there where there's like 4 missiles coming in straight for the engine. You shoot down 3 of them and at the last second one of them wears off as you know, you're in the coldness of space and now drifting for a moment. Behind you, a little further away, you see the 4 fighters fanning out in a search pattern. And Matt, why don't you roll skill dice in this case to see just how dead the Valkyrie is after having 2 high-quality Imperial crack missiles lobbed at its tailpipe.
How can he do it? It's D100.
Yeah, just a D100 to see if they manage to dodge them. Okay. I would say that they may well have survived when, as you were climbing, Jeremiah saw on the scopes that you were periodically losing radar sight of them. The pilot was flying, as far as you can tell, pretty skillfully. Non-zero chance he was Guard veteran, a pilot in the Imperial Guard. So, and knew what a Valkyrie could and couldn't do. But you are in the depths of space. I'm gonna say that here the chance of you being detected is pretty low. However, for the next 3 days, I'm gonna say, you see waves of fighters being launched from the Imperial Governor's fortress / palace, and from the rogue trader ship actually, since they have a converted cargo hold for their conquest needs, and that are just scouring the nearby space for any sign of the strange vessel that was picked up on the system defense ship's scopes. The Inquisitor is... he doesn't curse as much as his interrogator, but you can tell by the look on his face, he's fucking furious at the delay at a critical time like this. That is, as in his mind, 3 days wasted at a critical juncture, where he is cut off and has to lay very low. Because, yeah, you could try and drift towards the planet, but effectively there's a web of patrols in low orbit, constantly actively pinging, so getting through would be really iffy. And if you got picked up again, you might not be as lucky next time. So, is there anything you wish to do in an enforced downtime of 3 days? Any discussions you want to have, plans you want to make, questions you want to ask, etc.?
Yeah. Actually, so I have 500 experience points hoarded.
Uh-huh.
So if you make me a team leader, I can take 2 advanced skills and make all of you fear immune. But not me.
He wants you to kiss the ring.
How often are we actually going to get feared, though? And that was...
The
Well,
last time happened today.
every time you look at the Psyker, basically. Yes.
But it does mean that you will have to an extent follow his directions. I'm not sure about whether that's a group dynamic we're cool with out of character. Because like this is something he can apply to his subordinates, so you would have to be his subordinates for that to work.
Out of character, I'm completely fine. In character, not sure.
It does make sense. I do understand it, but I don't think it would work. I think we could get more damage out rather than a buff.
Like, out of character, in terms of in-character inclinations, I think the Inquisitor is happy with you being equal, and if he had to favor anyone at gunpoint, it would probably be Jeremiah, because Jeremiah
Psychers are the best.
Yeah, and he takes initiative and tends to get things done when he does, without going overboard with it. So, like, he could be like a good, moderate Inquisitor someday, right? Which is great. Like, the rest of you, he's not at short. Well, Elite is right out, because, like, her history, like, he had to brainwash her to even make any use of her at all, right? But, you know, the other two, right? Alright, but this puts us roughly 2 weeks after the last payday, and you never got to know where in the Octus the Valkyrie was going or who it was meeting.
But I would even ask the Inquisitor. We saw, like, the previous transaction was tracked, right? So there's at least one client to know.
It was tracked, it was moved to a warehouse, another team of Acolytes was dispatched to investigate. I have no idea how it's gone. Of course, those 4 pilots are gonna hang themselves when they realize they fired on an Inquisitor. That's like
Well, I don't think they are going to hang themselves. I think they're going to be hanged by their superiors.
They committed suicide with 3 shots to the back of their own heads. How tragic. I mean, honestly, this is the kind of my lord, a stealth shuttle has been detected on your planet. This could be a prelude to invasion. We must move to the bunker. Launch the alert fighters immediately and shoot it down. You know, it's that kind of situation, right? In the Imperium. If the governor is at least a little bit paranoid. Like some rando flying a beat up Valkyrie that reads as a Valkyrie, right? Okay, like, you shouldn't be flying that, but you don't raise a wing of the very limited air supply a shitty planet like this has for that. Not unless you have to. That's a police action. Let the Arbeits use their own ships to shoot it down if they care. Alright, several days pass. And eventually you are returned to the ground. Presumably in that evening, you go to check on the base. When you check on it, it seems that the big silos are still there, the shed is still there, the Valkyrie and the Chimera are gone, and there are no people left there. And it does look like the machinery attached to the silos, like the actual distilling apparatus, has been largely dismantled as well.
Fuck.
Oops.
Do we have a tracking signal from Valkyrie?
The tracking signal is at the base. When you go down to search for it, you find it in the place where the Valkyrie used to park, with a note attached to it which reads, "Fuck you."
Yeah, they eventually found it. It was expected to happen someday.
They might have been forced to do a full maintenance anyway after having to push the engines and try to dodge missiles, because it's a beat up junker that crashed once, right? Like, if you push it, you have to service it thoroughly.
I guess we could just scavenge the base, get killed by tripwire mines, or they might have left something on. Hurry the retreat.
Yeah, we could probably scrutinize it.
You can definitely investigate the base in detail. So, does anyone have common lore tech, common lore mechanicus, scholastic lore chemistry, or anything along those lines? Forbidden lore warp I will allow to apply as well, because this is a very specific case. And of course, scrutiny, logic, anything really that you think is appropriate. At this point, there is no time constraint. You can go over this place. Nothing is bothering you here.
Well, I'll scrutinize it and see if I find anything to decipher or whatever.
Yeah, I would use Forbidden Lore Warp. It's the only thing I have that looks useful. That and any sense.
You can use Psyniscience as well to try and pick up any residual signals. And actually, you are going over the remnants of the disassembled base. almost any role that is appropriate. So if you can think of something that could give you info, feel free. There is no time pressure at the moment. The base is abandoned. They gave you back your tracker with a note of fuck you pinned to it.
Okay, Would security be helpful?
There isn't really much left to hack into, but you can try and use it to pick up traces of any electronic security they might have had in place. Just, try and figure out how secure it was. Damn. What about you, Matt? Do you have anything?
I have nothing, but I'll try to use logic to
Okay.
understand where they went.
Okay. Well, it's a bare failure. Not here. Either they were done anyway, or they figured that they needed to vanish. They're gone. Security-wise, let's just go up the list, leaving the warpy stuff for the last because that's sexy. Security-wise, you go through the disassembled panels and metal casings for the distilling apparatus, Naxi. Yeah, you've seen stuff like this before. This is standard Mechanicus machinery and security protocols for effectively, this is used, like a lot of the serial numbers and model numbers you actually recognize, they're used for high temperature distilling and refining, like oil products, for example. So it's a lot of machinery that's meant to control the flow of gas and liquid at very high temperatures and pressures.
It's pretty high grade stuff.
And well, it's effectively standard equipment that Mechanicus builds for Imperial factories and maintains for them, right?
Yeah, but like
it's meant to handle shit at 300 or 400 degrees, right? Like it's meant to run hot, right? It's oil refining grade kind of heat and pressure containment. And the security measures on it are as well, it's like standard Mechanicus lockouts to keep the uninitiated from fucking with the machine spirit. Like it kind of gives you the vibe of, okay, they hired some tech priests, they rented out a bunch of standard tech priest equipment, and they built themselves a small factory using the services of the Mechanicum. With scrutiny, going over this place, it doesn't feel like the kind of scavenger camp you would expect from complete randoms. It gives you a military vibe. Like the whole thing was arranged or done by either a PDF guy or an Imperial Guard guy. And that's a crit success of 1 on Forbidden Lore Warp. So you can feel just the residual churn in the warp, where the red moss was ground down, killed, and then it was forced to release the power it had sucked up and stored, and then reabsorb it, release and reabsorb it, right? Pulling it back into the liquid. There's almost this death scream, kind of an echo for where a bunch of it was killed. And you're not sure how much power would actually be in that liquid? If you had to guess, a bunch of it was actually wasted in the processing it like this. But yeah, it's a one. I'll give you this piece of information. You're pretty sure that the liquid retains a connection to the moss itself. Like, it's not a separate thing. It's almost like a vaccine, in that, like, it's the essence of the moss without the moss being able to replicate or grow in any way. But it's still part of the whole thing. It has the same energetical resonance as the moss itself.
So if we track the moss, we're able to track the liquid.
If you could track it through psychic, but the moss is like, it's a warpy absorber, right? It sucks in psychic energies more than releases them. It's just that here, in a single place, a lot of it died and was transformed into the liquid. And you rolled like a crit success in analyzing what you're sensing.
It's surprising by the way you describe. I would expect like demons just randomly appearing in this region. Because like a bunch of energy being lost.
I mean, this might have certainly fed some demons, like that wouldn't be surprising at all. But it's like the energy is being released and immediately reabsorbed in the liquid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know, kind of like that state where at certain pressure water boils, freezes, and is liquid at the same temperature, right?
Yeah.
So it's like these processes happening in parallel, just bouncing energy in every direction. But a lot of it stays in the moss, but obviously since they keep distilling and redistilling it, there's inevitably gonna be losses along the way where some of it bleeds off.
I would just note all of this and have a very big report for the Inquisitor. This is some fucked up shit.
Oh yeah. And now they're gone, and there's barrels of this stuff in the capital.
In the end, I would also note, like, pause script, maybe enough to turn this into some demon-infested planet. If there was some way to allow the entire planet to be destroyed, I would strongly suggest to do it.
Okay, stop fishing for exterminatus, we're not there yet. Besides, you do not have the fleet assets or anything of the sort to accomplish that here.
Jeremiah probably doesn't even know it's a possibility. Just a guy, if we can get the rogue trader to orbitally bombard the planet for some week, might be enough.
There isn't enough ammo on his ship to exterminatus anything. Like, you need significant fleet assets, like maybe if you had half a dozen lunars, you could begin to try it without specialized equipment. Besides, you have to go to Terra and like they review your exterminatus case if you order one as an inquisitor, so it's a lot of paperwork and nobody wants to do that.
Can you just exterminatus first and then ask for forgiveness?
Well, no, that's how it happens. You order exterminatus and then they review the case, but it's a mandatory review by other inquisitors on Terra. So it's like, okay, guess I'm going on a pilgrimage. Bye, guys. All right. So, luckily, you still have a lead on some of those barrels. And you know that they're doing something in Octus, a hellhole that nobody really returns from, apparently. what are your thoughts on what you should do next?
I don't want to go to the hellhole that no one's returned to, so I would happily help to investigate the Fiery Tract.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll let you know what your mission is when next we get back. You probably won't be tracking that the barrels through the warehouse route directly, because he's already assigned another Acolyte team to that. So there's not a huge point to doing that. But yeah, the Inquisitor is really unhappy about losing 3 days at a critical juncture and letting these fuckers get away. But on the other hand, what was his alternative? Declare his presence and then have to deal with the politics and people obstructing him openly? That doesn't work either. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, the reasonable choice is declare exterminatus.
Wow. Just wow. But hey, right? Like, at least the planetary defenses aren't completely incompetent, that you can fly around forever without being picked up by something eventually. Alright. So let's see. Any preparations that you know what? I know what your next mission is gonna be. You haven't worked a lot with Mauger, so he's gonna require your assistance infiltrating a noble's mansion, or using a party at the noble's mansion as cover, and trying to get access to any personal records that he might have, and including any blackmail he has, to try and figure out who the fuck was funding this crap, because someone had to, and it has to be like it has to be the fucking nobles, right? Like who else would it be? It's probably the goddamn nobles. Now, like a refinery system of this size, like it's not that expensive, right? But it's probably still in the realm of like 50,000 to 100,000 thrones, depending on how long it was running, right? Because you need certers, you need to rent tech priests, you need equipment itself. Oh, like, okay, maybe they're not, like maybe they get the money back now, some of it, right? Actually, that's a good point. These things are probably like on a lease with like a safety money against the value of the system itself, right? So one of the things you're supposed to look for, a transfer of money to the Mechanicus within the last couple months, with something in the realm of tens of thousands of thrones coming back for like the equipment being returned. You know, the important bits anyway. You know, I think they probably started looking for a stealth ship more diligently after that neighborhood got blown up.
Perhaps.
Like,
It happens though.
Like it all it takes is one operator. Sir, I briefly saw a missile track heading towards that neighborhood before the fire erupted. Sir, I think we may be under attack. Good job, Jimmy. You're private second class now. Carry on. Yeah. You are gonna be heading into the party as his personal retinue. Do not fuck up his cover. You can talk to the other servants. And, your job, get into the private areas of the residence and get into his personal records if you can. Figure out, track the money. See if you can track the money with that kind of an in. I think that's reasonable, and for the foreseeable future, you're working with Mauger. He can give you access to the ecclesiarchy and nobility circles, and figure out where the money for this came from. Others will track down where those barrels have gone to and what is being done with them. Okay. Any thoughts, questions, suggestions before we wrap up? Planning you want to do now? Discuss?
So what is the total amount of XP we should have so far?
At the end of this session, we should be at 1900, I think.
Yes, because one session I gave you a bit extra.
Yeah, just needed to check. Okay, so my plan failed. So now team won't be fearless. I mean,
the team can still agree to it. I've just, But you should definitely take fearless for yourself. That long last does work.
Yeah. Because I remember our first encounter with Demon Host and how we all of us had to have a single action instead of two actions. That greatly reduced our capabilities.
But that was a particularly bad. Like demon hosts are one of the most with the things with the most fear rating you can fight. Like they are worse, but they are.
We should be able to handle such things.
No, we shouldn't.
I think not yet. Like being able to handle a single demon host relatively easily, I would say that's like 2000 plus experience, if I had to say, kind of range. So you're edging into the place where it shouldn't be like, oh god, we're all gonna die level of danger to fight one of those. But like those are bad. They're meant to be bad.
Because I thought, what is the worst situation we can be in, and how can I resolve this one?
Yeah, no, that's a daemon host. That's the worst situation usually, a daemon host. Except one that's built for killing you all instead of just grabbing one of you and getting info. Like if that thing had been built for murder, you would all be dead probably. If you have specific requests or needs for infiltrating or hacking into things, if you need like a multi-key or data pads to transfer things over and you don't have sufficient funds to easily get them, Mauger is willing to assign you some budget for those.
That'd be a good idea, yes.
Yeah, I have tech use, but I don't have any tech-related equipment. I think it would be useful to give it to us.
I think we could requisition a bottle of Amasec and a bunch of sleep pills.
it's a noble party. There's gonna be booze provided, and you're there as his retinue. If you put a bunch of people to sleep, he's fucked and his cover's blown. You can't fuck this up. Him having an in with these people is a valuable asset. The Inquisitor will be sad, and he's already sad about losing the Valkyrie and losing track of the base because of some bullshit failure on, on Mr. Halfbjorn's side.
Yeah, I think a combi 2 would be a helpful tool for this.
So I'll decide how much cash I'm gonna provide exactly next session. His argument is like, I can give you a couple of 100 drones maybe for this. Give me a list of what you want and how much it costs, right? Like, effectively he wants a receipt, and he'll like have the final say on if it's justified. I have a max number in mind, but assume somewhere like at least 200 drones, because he said a couple of hundred. How far that can stretch towards infinity is limited, but you don't know exactly how much, so come up with a list and then you can argue with him about how justified that is.
Alright.
And yeah, like you could buy something like a servo skull maybe. I don't know how much those cost, just like a single
Probably a lot.
I think as monotask one might not be too horrible.
There even a one in the base book? So
There might not be. You might have to go to the late worlds.
10. Yeah, I agree with that. That means that those books are canon and we can buy bullshit.
I can canonize them an item at a time, Bacon. Speaking of kink rooms, if you want to get blackmail material and use that to extract the info from the noble, if you're sure that the one you're hosting with isn't to blame, that is very workable. Like, you could have
Just
the
for-
nobility look for you. That is an approach you could take. Like, blackmail is legit. Or you could instead have Jeremiah buy a full plate, and challenge them to a duel and demand that they provide the information to you if they lose.
Why would be Jeremiah the one doing the duel?
I don't know, because you seem obsessed with that sword.
Yeah, because he's better at stabbing than shooting. 10% better, actually.
Right. But like, yeah, remember, they do have these duels of honor that can be exploited to force them to do things potentially. If you find an excuse for, having a duel, you just need to be able to afford a full plate.
It is a possibility.
Like, ideally, like, obviously secrecy is paramount, but the Inquisitor feels that the target might be slipping away and it's going badly, and nefarious forces are once again working against him and cackling about things going exactly as planned. So, if you find evidence of heresy that's not too bad, mid-range heresy, enough to kill someone over, but enough not so bad that it can't be forgiven, letting someone know that the Inquisition knows, like bringing information down to him, right? With a plan like, okay, we think we should lean on this guy. And the Inquisitor going like, okay, you're under arrest, but we could make a deal. Like, that could be a thing, right? Like you could turn a heretic into a snitch. Like that is an acceptable outcome for this mission as well. Are you writing down notes or inventory, Bacon?
I'm looking for servo skulls.
Ah, excellent. All right, let's go around everyone and start by what are your thoughts on the investigation? Like, what do you think you've learned? How much progress do you think you've made, etc. Dan, like, how do you think it's going? Like, how do you see the grand effort?
Well, more remains to be seen, even though we took a pretty big backpedal with the target escaping us this time. But I'm sure we could catch up to him pretty much. It's not like they can escape that easily.
Okay, are you assuming that target was in that base?
No, just the direction where they were headed. What led us to them head up that way, but just things didn't work out that time.
Yeah, leads evaporated when they were nearly in your grasp. Big suck. At least it didn't happen when you were, doing the initial tracking, right? What about you, Nayax? How are you? What do you think about the investigation? How is it going in your mind?
It's going okay. I mean, there's some setbacks, but there also are successes. I mean, as long as we don't lose all of the leads, I think we're doing okay, probably.
Okay, Matt, what about you?
I think we're in a bad position right now because our opponents know that we are on their tail, and they would perform some countermeasures.
Okay, Bacon.
In general, like things are in the grand scheme of things not that bad because up until now we're doing really well. For a normal investigation, it was expected that we would fucked up something before. So like just now, after we already have one possible buyer and time to investigate a bit about the manufacture of the fungus liquid, it honestly not that bad. We could have already been detected on the first day we arrived at the processing facility. So we are having some setbacks, but it's not as bad as it looks. There's still some hope.
Yeah, and like you were there was this expectation that the target would already be taking countermeasures from day one, and that's why like secrecy was stressed to such an extent. So like it could be worse. Okay, so the feeling I'm getting here is that I'm doing a good job of creating that feeling of trying to shovel amount of shit that grows just as quickly as you're shoveling it as a best case scenario. That's the Imperium, that's the Inquisition's grand work. To barely keep up. Maybe. This is Warhammer 40k. This is how the setting works.
Yeah, it will barely keep up until it's far too gone and we explode the planet.
Yeah, like this isn't a we win, we rescue humanity kind of setting. This is we won one more day of survival. Okay, so your thoughts about decisions specifically in character and out, Dan?
I think this session went real well, just with all the good rolls. Making good use of Cartwright's artificial HP to kite the boss. I liked that. Using our fear to advantage and yeah, out of character. damn, upset that the Inquisitor is a little pissed. I'm curious a little what on some of his thought processes. If he's reading my reports, that's all.
I think he's definitely reading the reports. Like probably during that that stay, you saw him like pull out reports from all of you that can read and write anyway, and just like go through them again. But like, you know, it's like if he does know like what the moss could be used in such quantities, he hasn't told you. Like, he's Ordo Malleus, so probably the assumption that's floating in his mind is, oh no, there's a grand ritual underway. Which is not an unfair assumption, right?
Guys, I have a question for you. Do you think I should order myself peer nobility? These advanced skills. Is it worth it for just one session?
Is this the only time you're gonna be talking to nobility or not? Oh, you
think
mean
it
it's
might
a
be-
plus 10, but it's situational plus 10.
Might be useful in more situations, at least when we are doing independent scouting, we always end up talking with the nobility character.
Right.
Yeah, how many times have you gone like, I want to talk to the swankiest noble in this bar? That wasn't just
One.
one session.
I remember
Okay.
with the episode where we're at the church and I kept trying to talk to the nobility and they'll tell me, yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, like,
Okay, can I have peer nobility for 150 points?
is it on your list?
Yes, it's there
Or
somewhere.
are you trying to buy it early?
I am trying to buy it early.
Okay, like trying to buy it early is at least 100 extra, depending on how
Oh.
close to getting it you are. If I was you, I would wait. But we'll check in a second. Let's go through everyone's thoughts. Nyaxi, I can see it just trying to burst out of you. Contain your enthusiasm.
My thoughts on peer nobility or my thoughts on the session?
On the session.
Okay. It was pretty good. There was a dinosaur. I liked that. I felt like a Jurassic Park movie.
Okay, you like dinosaurs. I will include more. Okay, other than the dinosaur, what else?
And there was a good balance of things, I think. Skill checks and combat. Overall, it went pretty good for us, except for the thing at the tail end.
I think overall you avoided like 3 combats. You didn't fuck up sneaking into the base. You didn't stick around once you failed the concealment check, and you managed to scare off the scavengers that wanted your car.
True.
Okay, Matt.
I think I'm being stupid today. Like, hope next week gonna be better.
How old are you, if I can ask?
24.
Yeah, after 25 you feel like that every day. It's the beginning of the end for you. Okay, anything you want to add about in character? How does Heinrich feel about events?
Heinrich feels like every time someone gets in melee with him, he has to disengage. So he got angry and he waits till he will, I have no idea how to say it in character, reach next level to get himself a chain training and buy himself a chain axe. He almost have enough money for a chain axe.
He just want to chop things up. Fair.
I mean, that's a priest right there. It's like, okay, I'm done. And bacon.
In character, well, this situation fucking sucks. Like, whatever these guys are, they are competent to be able to pull it off. All this war bullshit. It's you are up to someone good. Out of character, it's really satisfying when the police goes and say, "Show us your paper," and you show them, and it's everything right, and they can't do anything against you.
I mean, yeah, that was that was a good call. Remembering that. All right. Well, I hope that you are enjoying the investigation so far and are feeling immersed in the desperate hunt for a dangerous heretic that threatens the stability and safety of the Imperium. And guess I'll see you next week. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.